Good evening. We're finally at the end of the week. We can kick our feet back and not do a damn thing. Because it's the weekend. Who cares? So, welcome Ryu and Ayami. Oof. What a week. Oh my god. Whew. I almost didn't make it to streaming on time because at the very last minute, while I had my backpack on and headed out the door, we had some a customer call in. And just like, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? And I didn't end up leaving until like 4:30. And only because they just like, I don't know. They were just wasting my time, so I had to kind of cut it short. Cause it's like, you know, I got stuff to do, important things, important ringtail things, important business. Pets. Here, hold on. I'm in the wrong screen. I don't have pet enabled on this particular screen, but let me get rolling here real quick, and then I will do the pet. I actually really like the Sonic song. It's Springtime Smoothness. It's from Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's a, you know, it's a remix. Oh, so one thing I did want to let everyone know about is the stream on Sunday is tentatively planned for 3 o'clock and not 6. So from 3 to 6, my friend Untouchable Face and I, we may be doing Borderlands 3 again? From 3 to 6. And then from 6 to 9, I'll be doing Final Fantasy. But there's going to be a twofer stream on Sunday. I think I'll probably end up starting at 3 even if Untouchable Face can't make it for some reason. Yo! Hobo Hound! Welcome, you good bean. I'm hoping she can make it. Let me just, while I'm waiting for Final Fantasy to come up, let me just ping her real quick. Do main and VTube on. There we go. I made some tiny changes to the overlay. Teeny ones. Itty bitty ones. There we go. World is currently full. What kind of crap is that? Aw, yummy. Thank you. It still feels like it's been ages since I streamed last, even though I just streamed on Tuesday. It's so weird, like having like that 5-day gap, not 5-day, but 3-day gap. Yeah, hello math. I can't math on a Friday. Sorry. Alright, so just a teeny bit of housekeeping also. Thank you, Cloudy Obsession, for your follow. And iBolt07, thank you for the follow. I am, yeah. Busy, busy, busy. Fingies! Welcome, Fingies! Yeah, we wiped like 5 times in this duty because it's like, you know, I keep dying right at the start, Ryu. And now I've got like a 10-day debuff, so thanks to you, like, I'm just gonna fail miserably at this game, so I'm gonna unsub. Just kidding. Love you, smooches. Thank you. I wish I could take credit for that. Finkies, it's been okay. It's definitely been a week. Let me put it that way. A lot of rushing around. A lot of rushing around. Because it's like, it's amazing how much time, like, I don't have in between when I get out of work and when I start my stream. Because, like, on Tuesday was a nightmare. Thank heavens I didn't have to do it today, but looking after the cat, like, I had a very small window to get to the house, right? Feed the cat, and then get home super quick in order to start the stream on time. Sweet. Okay. I just heard back from Untouchable Face, and we're on for 3. So 3 to 6 p.m. PST on Sunday is going to be Borderlands 3. And then from 6 to 9 will be Final Fantasy. Ah, shit. You know what? I should check Discord once in a while, shouldn't I? Ugh, oof. Let me check this out. Let me check the whip. I love it. It's cute. That is very cute. I like the blep. Broderlands. The original Borderlands is pretty dang good in my opinion. I have hundreds of hours into that game. Yeah, and that's the thing. Since I started streaming, I don't know that I would really get as much out of playing video games as I do when I'm streaming. Because it's just way more fun, you know, when y'all are just kind of watching me, and then, like, you know, you're firing off all the funny things I have in the little redeem stuff, and it's just heckin' fun all around. Nice. Very nice. Let's see. Thank you for the intense bonk, followed by addy 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 addy, and then the bell at the very end. I mean, that is quite the ensemble. Several orders. Honestly, I forgot what I was doing in the MSQ. That's the other peril about having like 3 days in between streams. It's like, why am I on a cliff face? Why is Pippin glowing?
The nozzle.
The nozzle. I gotta add more. I've got probably like 5 or 6 things I'm gonna add this weekend. Y'all can help me test. Pidge, welcome! The nozzle. I forgot Pidge. I can kind of talk like that too. I might even make this type of talking a redeem in my chat. Even though, like, I don't know. Can all of you hear me okay? I really have to know. I also have like a voice changer thing that came with my Stream Deck that I was thinking about using too. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. The After Dark voice. Hello. Okay, perfect. Yeah, like I said before, the mic on my headset's actually pretty good. I don't have to talk super loud. A free re-rig of someone's... Ooh. Now that's not still Ask's avatar, is it? Is that a different model? Yeah. I mean, that's totally fair, Pidge. I mean, when I was watching you the other night, you were streaming for like 5 hours. I mean... I don't know where you find the energy to do that. I will be perfectly honest with that. Because even when I do my occasional 6-hour stream on a Sunday, I am dead after that. Ooh, nice. Yeah, Laughing is a good bean. And honestly, like, the only reason why I know who Laugh-In is because Twitch to Woof, like, mentioned them. I'll allow it. Yeah, I get that too. It definitely seems like you do have a decent amount of chatters in your stream, though. At least whenever I go. I'm gonna get this started. This ought to be close enough. Now we settle in for a long watch. That said, it would be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready, in the event a passing patrol stumbles upon us, or worse. Oh yeah, because I'm not gaming, I can be very active with my chat. Yeah. That's why I really enjoy playing Final Fantasy, because I can interact with the chat a bunch too. It's not like an FPS shooter, which I basically have to ignore chat for like 10 minutes. I don't like doing that. Upon reconnoitering Castellum Villadina, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. Okay. Or have viewers mingle into your party and carry you everywhere. Oh, yeah. Like Ryu does, you mean? He carries me everywhere. Get some popcorn. Here we go.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father. Cannon fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that... Oh gods, it's Ralga's Reach.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
Forward! Forward! Give them no quarter!
You! Traitor! Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine! Meffred! He'll take you!
Well, well. Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
7 hells. It's him. It's Xenos.
The Viceroy? Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
So spirited, and yet so empty.
Run!
There's my wife.
Ah, a magical barrier. Alas. It will not save you.
How? Your shoulder!
What?
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line! It's me, Austin!
Kryl!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos.
It's me, Austin!
Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught. Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall? Aye, sir. Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern. If we can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements, we may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
Hi,
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
Hiya, Turbid. Welcome. And welcome, King Pine Martin. Oh no, it's a solo duty. Oh.
It's all over now!
Don't know really what's going on here. Okay, here we go. I'm just trying to figure out where they're going.
For the glory of the flames! Rebel scum!
Oh, am I fighting the bad chick? I am fighting the bad chick. That felt good.
What took you so long? Alpha, no, I need your help.
Oof.
My lord, the prisoners!
See to your men, Pylus.
Here we go.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Okay. Thank you, Ryu.
As one!
Be gone! Give me something to remember. Reach!
Oof. This sucks. I'm just not doing enough damage, honestly. Oop, and I can't get out. Oh, the swords that come down?
Don't stop now.
Yeah, honestly, like, how much... Yeah, thank you. I was starting to get to the feeling that I wasn't supposed to beat him. At least not yet.
Pathetic.
But I'm still alive.
7 hells. Shall we give chase, General? Nay. There has been enough death this day. Aye, sir. You all right, lass?
I think my pride might have taken a knock.
There's no ordinary foe could best the likes of you.
Don't you die on me, Ashola! Hold on!
Don't worry, it's going to be all right. Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. Hold her down while I work. The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise? Of course. I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Dang. You did well, Ahty. You saved lives. No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's do what we can for the wounded. Every minute counts. See to the wounded, Ahty. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Meffred lies motionless, having breathed his last, clenched in his fist as a small charm, which you take for safekeeping. Oh. Rip Meffred. That sucks. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You'd best take it to Conrad. I saw that big dragon, I thought it was Ryu for a second there. Minago? Meffred? Where are you? You're on a boat waiting for me. Aww. This is... He's dead, isn't he? Meffred was a worrier, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 moms so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that only made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Corrymill away because he thought they were fighting for him, and not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. But that's exactly the kind of man who should be leader. The kind of man who deserves to survive, not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to it, Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls, in the heat of battle, we can but do our best. As he did, Meffred will be sorely missed, aye, but because of his sacrifice many now live who otherwise would not, and they need us, now more than ever. Aye, they do. Forgive me. I had high hopes for him, is all. Oof. Our defeat was no near thing. It was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphinaud said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Ralger's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return at any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Oriens will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. Oof. Forgive me, but it is imperative that I continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I would not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. Oof, that's heavy stuff. Yikes. I honestly didn't think that they would kill off Meffred that quick. Miss. Marshal Terupin said you might have something for me? "12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders." Y'shtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Kryl. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Garleans try anything. Hang on. You're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish. Then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrades' health allows. To Castrum Oriens. You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, Our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Veladina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects. But first, we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Oriens. Schlieben! What? Jaster, oh my god, thank you for the sub. Holy crap. As a brand new subscriber, you now have access to all my Tier 1 emotes. Please enjoy. Including the... including my ass and multiple tail emotes. You click on the little smiley face. There's a little smiley face in the buffer, way over to the right. If you click on that, you can scroll down to... There should be a section that has my name. And you'll have all the ones you have access to. Which should be the heart one, and then my butt, and then some pieces of the tail. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Okie doke, Jester. Get them quests done. Yeah, working on it. We just had like a rather intense duty that had some heavy story in it. Speak with Raban. Alright, I think I can do that. What do I do when level syncing makes me unable to complete the fate? What exactly is happening? Let me ask that. Like, do you, like I'm level 18, and the thing sinks me to 9, then I can't beat the guy as a thumb. Oh. Maybe... Like, some of those fates, like, kind of rely on multiple people doing them at the same time. Like, there are some fates that you can solo, because they're easy enough, but then there are other ones that, like, you know, there just has to happen to be maybe, like, 2 or 3 people around who are also doing it. So that there's timing, I guess. Yeah, like when I was, lots of times when I was just running around and like, you know, I'm in a fate, I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll do this. And then like I ended up getting my ass kicked because it's like, it's not something that you really meant to solo. Though there are boss fates which you could, oh yeah, okay. See, Jaster, there's a lot of that stuff I'm just figuring out, too. The first Final Fantasy is on Steam for $12. I had no idea the first Final Fantasy was on Steam. Oh my god. It is. Now there's a game that like I played that on the NES. Wow. Wait, what was that? Oh, okay. So, Jaster, don't freak out. No. It's fine. So, like, basically, I restricted links in chat to only clips, unless you are part of the my regulars, which you are. So let me add you real quick to Nightbot. Let's see. I forgot I did this because not many people actually post links in my chat because I've had them disabled for a while. Let me see. Yeah, that works too. But the thing is, though, I want like regulars who are just like vetted that can just post links willy-nilly all they want. That's not a big deal. I just don't want to have like folks pop in the chat and then just spam a bunch of porn. I mean, that's not what I want at all. Check Discord real quick. So, Jaster, you should be able to do it now. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. Nice. So it's a pre-order. When do they get released? That's what I want to know. So they let you pre-order, but it's not immediately evident when the release date is. That's the thing. Oh, it looks like they're doing like, you know, kind of like what Microsoft did with the Master Chief, the Master Chief collection of Halo. It's like they're kind of just like popping them out there one at a time rather than dumping the whole thing on everyone at once. Yeah. Others in the stream might know a little bit more than that, than I do. Simply because, like, when I was playing this, like, 5 years ago, I did it then, and now I have no idea how I did it, because it's been so long. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightaways to Specula Imperatoris after quitting this place. 'Twould seem he's lost interest in us. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away, but Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Oriens. We can discuss our path forward there. Alrighty, off for my building timer again. Be well, my friend. You too. And thank you so much for the tip on Final Fantasy. I will give that a hard look. Because that's... Final Fantasy, the original Final Fantasy takes me way, 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 way back. Hiya, Fury. Welcome. Oh. Let's see. We'll just TP there. Welcome home. We've been back-to-back cutscenes in this stream so far. A little battle and lots of cutscenes. Kryl is with Y'shtola. She still hasn't woken up, but Kryl says she's through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost a lot of good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Mefrid, a single blow, and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his hopes and dreams for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Garlean who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me, if I ever... No, not now. Not while the general's waiting. Oh, Lise.
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Grania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Then what was it all for?
Nargo?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Here's luck and a fair wind to you, Ahty. How goes your day? It's done. Finally, it's done. After a really difficult week, I'm just glad to be home and streaming for you folks.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
Feeling that. Lost power in our little work area and no one was able to figure out why it died. So we get to hire an electrician and find out which breaker tripped. Talk like a pirate on Sunday. Is Sunday Talk Like a Pirate Day? Interesting. Yeah, that sounds about right, Fury. I mean, I work at a smaller place, which we know which breakers, but like larger operations like that typically have breakers that are locked up and, you know, where only like professionals like know how to interact with them. And yeah, it's Intel is much the same way from what I heard. Oh, nice. We take the fight to Doma.
Interesting. You are suggesting we kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more and force Xenos to fight a war on two fronts?
There you go.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild. And when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If someone would have tagged it, it would have helped that issue, yeah.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Yeah, going to Doma finally. Interesting. It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government, here or anywhere else. And I am quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can but go and assess the situation for ourselves, and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from the Imperial oppression, whom we will free. Where men go as one, there is life, and where there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Authard is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tataru is, but before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like it if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as Y'shtola cannot be left unattended. Then I should obviously remain. Very well. Issue addressed. Well, if they didn't tag it, I suspect it was done by someone who's pretty lax in procedure and stuff. You know, Alphanod, it would have been quicker just to ask, and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, would you be willing to look after Y'shtola and provide support to Ehrenwald and the others? Yes, Alphanod, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip, and don't you dare return with a gift. Oh, I would not dream of it. Right, then. Sister, Ahty, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Laminsa. Time to go to Limsa. Okay, so how do I get there? Oh, I probably take the elevator. What business have you with the Admiral's lift? Tea and crumpets on the bridge, is it? In possession of a permission paper signed by the relevant authorities, are you? The Admiral's official quarters are no place for sightseeing. If you seek the drowning wench, try the crow's lift over yonder. Okay. Well, fuck you too, buddy. Fuck you too, buddy. It's upper, okay. There's Alfie. Go to the Arcanists Guild. Okay. Totaro should be here any moment with our ship's captain. So we're going by sea after all? Is Merlwyb lending us our pick of the Crimson Fleet? Nope. Kuroja! Hello! Welcome, raiders, and thank you so much, Kuroja, for the raid. You are an amazingly good bean.
It's me, Austin!
It's a you! How is Neo tonight? Sorry I popped into your stream and then immediately went on lurk. I had a customer make me not able to leave work on time, so I was super late.
It's me, Austin!
I wonder if I could... that's a good idea. I'm just kind of wondering how I could do it. Maybe I could do like text-to-speech, but only for the word Ahty. So it says, "It's me, Ahty," and have it all be all weird and out of place. It would actually be pretty funny. Not exactly, you are right. Inasmuch as we will be traveling by sea, regrettably, it is simply not feasible for an airship to travel such a distance without impossibly large fuel reserves, to say nothing of the inevitability of running afoul of the Empire's aerial defenses. But then it is equally infeasible to sail an Eorzean Alliance vessel halfway around the world without the Empire taking notice. Neo was alright. We discovered how to defeat the new noise that are draining people's spirit and making the whole of Shibuya give into despair. Oh, did you end up beating the table? Did you waste that table yesterday? Then everyone got to watch me get rolled in Hunter's Arena and I gave a lecture on Magic the Gathering. Ooh, neat. We did beat the table in Persona yesterday, yes, in the last 5 minutes of the stream. But you beat it! You beat the table! That's the huge part. That friggin' table. And now there's an obligatory thing. I need to send a link. Okay, and like literally this is the last ever time me posting this link is going to be relevant to our conversation. Hey there, Mr. Yidis. Welcome.
don't even care that I'm the only person to get XP. I don't even care that I'm the only person to get XP. I don't even give a shit. We're done. We're done. We're fucking done. It's over. It's done with. No more table. Fuck the table. Table is done. No. Done. Gone. Fuck it. Fuck that. Fuck you, table. Fuck you, Atlas. Fuck everybody involved. Anybody who did any programming on that table. Anybody who even did so much as a fucking pixel of that table can suck it. They can suck all of it, the whole of it, the entirety of it. It's gone. It's gone.
Wow. That's awesome. Table. Should have put a Rickroll. Yeah. Wow. That's so crazy though, because like everyone in your party is like dead except for you, and then you're just like, fuck this table. The chop suey thing makes me think of that one show on Netflix where they had a skit of 3 guys singing that everything's a drum. Oh man, I might need to watch that. There's lots of TV references that I just don't get because I just don't watch that much. I don't watch that much stuff anymore, really. Then you find out it's a cult because this pot was not actually a drum, and you can't drum on a dick, but then the pot turned out to be a drum and everything becomes good again. And Ryu, I'm in the middle of this, so I know you're sending me stuff, but like I can't actually see it yet. So just give me just a little bit. Which leaves us with only one other option. Ah, speak of the devil. It's Tataru. Sorry to keep you waiting. May I present to you Captain Carvalane of the Kraken's Arms. The Kraken's Arms? Don't tell me you made a deal with pirates. Greetings and salutations, Scions. I take it from your comrade's tone that you no longer wish to proceed with our proposed arrangement? Not at all, Captain. Pray forgive my sister her outburst. She has never been one to speak her mind. I, on the other hand, am the very soul of discretion. As many well-respected personages would attest, from the offices of the Admiral to the high houses of Ishgard. Ah, but where was I? Oh yes, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn do indeed still wish to employ your services. However, it is important that you are aware of certain extenuating circumstances. Or if he ever called out Roddy Piper, maybe? That's all. What's this? 50 seconds in the clip, he says Roddy Piper. Oh, what am I watching? Why does he make his pecs gyrate?
Coming you this week from the very same spot where Elvis Presley gave his last public performance, it's the WWF Superstars of Wrestling.
And eyes, don't forget that.
I'm Vince McMahon, and I'm all shook up. Because joining me this week is a man who ain't nothing but a hound dog. Rowdy Roddy Piper. That's bad material.
Oh, don't be cruel.
Be rowdy!
Oh, wow, okay. Interesting, okay. Huh. That's something to think about. And intent on securing passage to the Far East, you came to us, knowing us to be the proud purveyors of said region's finest spices. Yeah, there we go. Interesting. That's actually a really good idea. And totally doable with Audacity also. That's how I made most of those clips. Interesting. Which you steal from gods-fearing merchants out on the high seas. Whatever privateering the Kraken's arms may or may not engage in is strictly within the limits of the law, as set forth by our I don't know. Keeper of the peace. More to the point, we are pragmatists. I see considerable risk in aiding your cause and negligible profit. Anyway, sorry to raid and dip. Gonna go check on Grandpa. He didn't want lunch, so I'm hoping he's actually hungry right now so I can make him some food. Good luck and 12-speed friends. Take care, Corrosia. Have a great night and sleep well. Audacity. Well, I, for one, think the captain has a point. The 5 seas can be extremely treacherous, and many a poor, unfortunate soul has come to grief out there on the waves. Why, when we were in Ishgard, I heard the tragical tale of how the heir to House Durandare vanished at sea. Even now, nearly 20 years later, the poor count remains convinced that his son still lives, and would pay a sultan's ransom for news of his whereabouts. Truly a tragedy for the ages, and a testament to the misfortunes that may befall us should we act without due consideration. But so long as you are prepared to abide to the capricious whims of fate, I am willing to oblige you this once. That said, in light of the recent rebellion, I trust you understand that I cannot deliver you to Doma itself. I can take you only as far as Kugain and Hingashi. You will require time to procure sufficient provisions and make ready for departure. I humbly suggest you do the same. Suddenly, all those hours Tataru passed cavorting and capering at the Forgotten Night seemed rather better spent, do they not? That said, I had intended to press the point more obliquely, and there was something disconcerting about the pleasure Tataru took in making Captain Carvalium squirm. Alright, there we go. I say we should heed the captain's advice and attend to our own preparations while they ready the vessel for departure. Tataru and I will procure the necessary supplies. Alize, I should be grateful if you would use the time to brief Euron J on recent developments. You may also wish to review the relevant safety procedures in the event of an emergency at sea. How very prudent of you. Very well. I shall go speak with him. What of Adi and Lys? I would like the two of you to return to Revenant's Toll and speak with our Doman allies. I fear we know too little of their homeland, and any information they can provide would be most welcome. When we have completed our respective tasks, we will reconvene here at the ferry docks. Agreed? Sounds like a plan. Let's go, Adi. More Dona it is. Nope, there's Lys. Well, here we are. We need to talk to lots of people, so I think we should split up. I'll ask around at the House of Splendors. You take the Rising Stones. I'll meet you here after. Got it? Yep, there's nobody in here I need to talk to. Greetings, Adi. What brings you to the toll this day? What? You are for Doma? Heavens! You Scions have shown us naught but kindness, but never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would fight for our homeland. For 25 years we suffered under their tyranny, and then we spied an opportunity. The Emperor dead, Garlemald in chaos. It seemed the time was ripe. Beneath our Lord's banners we gathered, and fought to reclaim our nation. But when Xenos arrived with the 12th Legion, it was over in an instant. What is it, my friend? Okay, let me start that one over. What is it, my friend? You look as though you have something to ask. That you going to join Yugiri and Gosetsu in the fight that fills me with such joy. Ah, forgive my exuberance. You require information, yes? We of the Nagai clan have served Doma faithfully for generations. My ancestors held positions within Doma Castle. Within Doma Castle, even. Now it is home to the Imperial Viceroy's Witch and her host of men and Magitech. To think that was once the shining symbol of our heritage, and the seat of our dear Lord Kayan, has become a den for Garlean dogs. You are truly planning to travel to Doma? I do not know what to say. Forgive me. I shall aid you in the best of my ability. Ours is a beautiful land, nestled on the eastern coast of Othard. Along the banks of the One River, our nation thrived, proud and free, until the Garleans came 25 years ago. The river was our lifeblood, free to travel and to fish, but travel was soon restricted, and now the river belongs to none. Now I gotta speak with Lys. Yes. Excalibur. Who names their character Cybertruck? Just curious. Hey, Famfreet. So I believe Ryu is on... Yeah, probably. I believe Ryu is also on Excalibur, but I'm not sure, though. But we play together often. You're certainly welcome to join us at some point. Okay, Lisa's over here somewhere. There she is. Ah, there you are. Learning anything interesting? The older Domons I spoke with tried to teach me all about Far Eastern customs and the importance of formality and politeness. I'd like to think Eorzeans can be just as stiff and stuffy as anyone, especially Ishgardians, but anyway, do you know they eat with sticks? It wasn't all that hard, actually, or at least that's what I thought until they told me I was holding them wrong. And then when I spoke with the younger Domons, they just rolled their eyes and told me it was a load of stupid old... Wow. What you learned sounds a lot more useful. Unless someone invites us to dinner, of course. I hope they do. Ooh, almost level 64. Right. No point waiting around here, is there? We should head back to Limsa Lominsa. Alphanaut said to meet at the ferry docks, I think. Off to Limsa. So much walking. I swear I am just a meat taxi for Midgard-Sormer to just kind of chill out on. I'm literally a meat taxi. You're returned, Ahty. I trust you learned much from our Domon friends in Revenant's Toll? I'm eager to hear all, though it can wait until we have left port. We will have time enough to talk on our journey to Kugain. A bad horror movie or a really good little-known punk band. Or ska. Ska would be interesting. Yes, it's a ska band. Our spice trading friends have completed their preparations. Assuming you have completed yours, you may inform the deckhand that we are ready to depart. Sequel to Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi is one of those animes I still need to watch. All set, lass? I'll see you to the ship if so. Board the misery, yes. Please. I crave misery. I don't know, it doesn't look very miserable to me.
"12 be praised. Full sure was I that I had come too late.
Urianger! Tell me you haven't come all this way just to see us off.
I will go with you.
Nay, my lady. Ere you quit these shores for eastern climes, I wished to share some words of seeming import. Look ye where the sun doth rise. See crimson embers, darkening skies. Look ye where the sun doth fall. See azure lost amidst the squall.
Okay.
Well, that sounds suitably foreboding. Another one of your prophecies, I presume?
Of far eastern origin, aye. It is mine earnest hope that this ancient wisdom may serve to guide you on your journey. For what dangers lie in wait for you upon those distant shores are yet beyond my knowing.
Oh, a parting gift befitting your roundabout ways. Thank you.
I have more than words for you, my lady.
Oh. Do you now? Ooh, that's neat.
It's beautiful. Is it for me?
Though undeniably powerful, your ethereal blade taxeth you greatly in the wielding. Not so this rapier, which shall serve you just as well against all but the most formidable foe.
Impressive. It feels as though it's attuned to my ether. I shall treasure it.
Honored guests, say your farewells, for the moment of our parting draws nigh. A fair wind blows, and I mean to follow it.
It would seem our ship is set to sail. Pray give my regards to Thancred and the others. And take care.
Bye. That was a cool looking ship, not gonna lie.
A fine day, is it not? Fair winds and following seas. The Misery is enjoying herself. Nevertheless, it would not do for you to spend the entirety of our voyage above deck. Let me show you to your quarters.
Oh, that was you. Cool. Thank you. I'll attend to that in a moment. Uh-oh.
Is it supposed to do that?
Not under normal circumstances.
Captain! You're needed on deck! Something queer's afoot. The winds died down, the waters went still, and all of a sudden, we were dragged off course.
Dragged? By what?
Can't rightly say, sir. But Some of the lads are muttering about seeing things in the water. Things that shouldn't be there.
Oh, for the love of... If you will excuse me a moment. Actually, might I persuade you to join me? Loath though I am to admit it, I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I didn't go to the Arcanists Guild. Whoops. Friend request approved. And there's Ryu doing a river dance on the ocean. Odd. Most odd. Mel, do you have any idea what's going on? No. As the man said, despite the absence of wind and current, the misery is somehow being pulled off course. Well, why not fire up the cerulean engines you have hidden below? An excellent suggestion based on knowledge you should not have. Alas, our engines appear to be malfunctioning for reasons that escape my engineers at present. Hee hee! Spoopy. Yes, this is definitely Spooktoberfest. I'm telling you, Captain, it's them. Things the lad saw. Things? I don't suppose I could convince you to attempt something more descriptive. An adjective, maybe? Seawolf superstitions and fairy tales, not more. But if you must know, the things which he is so reticent to name are the souls of deceased women said to lure sailors to their deaths. Preposterous. Yes, indeed. If it is neither the sea nor the weather which is responsible, then it is probably a predatory entity of some sort, perhaps a siren or of some sort. For all we know, it could be a fellow spice trader employing magics to seize and plunder passing vessels. Regardless, we have but one recourse, to let the current take us where it will, and deal with whatever we find there. What a thoroughly pragmatic suggestion. Oh, I am beginning to like you, girl. I assure you the feeling is not mutual. Once we arrive at our destination, be it a vessel or an island or something else, Lise and I will remain with the ship to defend it in case of attack. Ahty, I believe you would be the ideal choice to venture forth and deal with the cause of our troubles. Yeah. That it is settled. I know not what awaits us, but it will rue the day it reeled us in. Oh boy, here we go. A dungeon! Oh, and I almost forgot to do the pet for Ayami. But I've got it now. And there it is. Pets. I think Ryu is probably gonna do the tanking thing, because that's what Ryu does. But you could pop in as a DPS if you want. Unless we could do it with 2 tanks. That would be kind of cool. Healer, yes. Yes. Very much healer. let's see. Social?
Hey!
And there we go. That's 3. I am ready as well. What say you, Ryu? Are you ready? I take that as a yes. I got a message from my my fun team. Oh, it's just they're talking about VR stuff. All right, let's hop in this queue. I'm the tallest woman possible. Instant queue. Gotta love them healer queues. Yep, this is going to be interesting. Yes, you are a tall lady. Ooh. Yummy. Thank you. Yeah, that never gets old. Just one moment. Pets. Oof. It's been pretty nice tonight, actually. go. Sweet. What is that thing? That is super ugly. Oof. Not quite sure how that happened. Ooh, run, 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 run. There we go. Oh, thank you so much, Ayami. I hope our... how did your stream go, by the way? Or are you still streaming? I know you can be quite the multitasker. Oh, run, 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 run. Nice. This place is kind of cool, actually. Only had one bot and a small hiccup where it crashed, but I saved it fast enough this time. Nice. Hey Paula, welcome. Jeez, this is actually going pretty well tonight. Interesting. Ooh, level up. Nice. There we go. Ooh, what is that? The governor. Interesting. Ooh, that was not cool. Not today, Satan! Ooh, that hurt. A lot. And dead. Are you serious? Was that just a boss? The music is very spoopy. Ooh! Cone of Death! There we go. Good job. Oh, we missed you. We missed you. Such interesting names for these mobs, like fleshless captive. No. That was weird. I've been hydrating a little bit, just not at the moment, because things have been pretty intense. But thank you for the reminder. And dead. Uh-oh, what's this? She's kind of neat looking. No! No. Her head isn't even attached. We cannot date. No. Sorry, Fury. I have to add you to the regulars list because it's a new bot I made. Well, I didn't make it, but I instituted things. No. Yaddy 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 yaddy. Bonk. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. GG. Meat. Thank y'all. Thank you, Turbid, and thank you, Ryu. Y'all are amazing. Tuz cute.
Thank the 12.
Everything here would appear to be in order. Good. Repairs should be completed by the time we return to the Misery, whereupon we shall resume our journey without further delay.
I swear, if I never hear another ghost story, it will be too soon.
That was a cool duty. That was really cool. I liked that one a lot. Oh, is this Doma now? Oh, that's cool.
I remember
looking.
the sea, the smell of the salt, and the crash of the waves as we drew closer to Kugano. The only port open to outsiders in Hingashi, across the Ruby Sea from Othard, from Doma. all the colors of the rainbow, all the peoples of the world, all in one place. I wish you could have seen it.
So a main healer in Savage Ultimate and need a reason to play until November, so holler for a healer any day. Okay, will do. Oh. Pidge, have you been here? I figured... Have you been lurking? I'm glad you got a chance to relax, though. That's good. Nice. Thank you so much, Pidge. Look at all those upgrades! Neat. Oh, it's fine. It's Friday. You can do what you want. You know, lurking or participating in chat, you know, doing whatever. I mean, do what you want. It's cool. I just thank you so much for like everything. Sweet. Just a few more pieces of gear and I could be a leather mommy myself. Yes, a very busy warrior of light. Congratulations, you now stand in Kugani, the western port of Hingashi, regrettably the only port in this nation open to foreign trade. Oh, and I do apologize for the unforeseen difficulties which befell us during our journey. Needless to say, your assistance in overcoming them was much appreciated. Nice. And I do need new pantaloons. Ooh. You know, if you wanted to share a screenshot, you can, if you want. I'm curious. I'll be honest. Let's see. Oh, right. I was going to add some folks to Nightbot. Yami can already post links because she is a mod. Let's see. Oh yeah, that'd be super cool. Mod. There you go, Fury, you're on the regular list. And also... Actually, I'll do Mr. Fox, too. I know Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox! Yep, Hobo, you're added to the regular list, so you can indiscriminately post links also. As well as Pidge and Fury. And also Turbid Pumpkin. Here we go. No worries. I trust you, Hobo. You're a good bean. Although I think your VIP status got you that ability anyway. But oh, that model is cool. And super cute. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. That is actually really cool of you, Pidge. Hey, but you know what? If it's relaxing, and you kind of get to unwind and have a little bit of fun at the same time, you know, more power to you, honestly. I think it's a form of self-care, wouldn't you think? Oh, that's cool. Glad though I am to have arrived, I would remind you all that we are far from home, with limited resources at our disposal. Duly noted, brother. I shall take care not to enjoy myself. In any event, Doma is our final destination, and our first order of business should be to secure passage there. Captain Carvalane, I realized you pledged only to take us as far as Kugani, and I have no desire to change the terms of our agreement. I should, however, be interested to know how you would go about reaching Authard, were you in our position. At the risk of stating the obvious, you are in a port. Surely there is kind and generous soul here who would aid you for the right price? You cannot be the first traveler seeking passage to Doma. The captain makes a good point. 'Tis like that Yugiri and Gosetsu were forced to come here for the self-same reasons we were. They must have found a way to Authard, assuming they are not still in the city. Ere we seek passage, mayhap we should first seek our friends. Leave it to me, Alphanod. Making friendly inquiries is my specialty. Lest you forget, I got plenty of practice in Ishgard. Captain Carvalane, would you direct us to the nearest tavern? I know, the art for her model is awesome. I didn't do her art, but it's super nice. And it's a full body too, so that's also really nice to look at. The only problem is that she is basically covered in bows. Yeah. Super cute, though. Wow, so why is it that the stream team basically, like, you know, it shows all the people that are streaming right now, but like it doesn't show what people are playing. Oh, I guess you can kind of go through it. Yeah, you can kind of click on people, I guess. Oh, I was meaning on Twitch, because the thing is, like, I've been raiding lots of friends and a lot of the people I follow lately, but I haven't participated in raiding other team members, and I was kind of thinking that might be a thing that I should do. Cloudy Obsession is streaming. Fall Guys. I'm just looking around. Like, I do have to kind of scope out some folks to possibly raid, because I should wrap up pretty soon, because I didn't have time to eat any dinner. Oh, the music in this place is amazing. And here's the thing, though, too. There is one of our team members that is playing Final Fantasy right now. Yes, yeah. That actually happened this past Sunday? Well, actually, it was Saturday. Saturday I signed up, and then, like, same day, my application was approved. I was like, wow, sweet. Oh, thank you. It's actually pretty fun. I haven't been super active in Gilded lately. I was kind of at first, but unfortunately my job doesn't really lend me a ton of time to actually do a lot of chatting online. Yeah, it's been great, and actually, it's because of this fun stream team that I met Pidge, and Pidge is awesome, and also Cloudy Obsession is also in it. I am not a famous streamer. What? Hobo. Oh my gosh. Pretty soon, my head is going to be so big, I'm not going to be able to fit through any doorways, and I'm going to be trapped here at home. And then I will be forever doing the Grubhub dance. Oh my god, a pop you fur. No. Oh god, I hope not. Whatever. Feed me all of the sushi and all of the curry, please. Just give it all to me. Desperate for a drink, are we? You may find one in the large building just beyond the pier. Whether your journeys have come to an end or are about to begin, the Shiokaze Hostelry is an ideal place to rest, relax, and reflect. Or so they say. And with that, my dear scions, I bid you farewell. As soon as we have replenished our supplies, I must away. Ours was ever a fast-moving business. The spice trade, you mean? But of course! Surely you did not think I traveled halfway around the world and delivered you to your destination solely out of the kindness of my heart? Perish the thought. Thank you, Captain, and may the Navigator watch over and keep you. Right then, to the hostelry? After you. Oh, give me one of those giant kegs in the wall, thanks. Just...
By the 12. I thought Ishgard remarkable, but this... We are certainly not in Eorzea anymore.
A tavern is a tavern, Alphino, here or anywhere else. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to do what I do best.
Eavesdrop? I ain't dropping no eaves, sir.
1,000 pardons, my lady. The signs of the 7th dawn, I presume. I hope your voyage was not too trying.
And you are?
Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me. Hancock of the East Aldenard Trading Company, at your service. On behalf of Chairman Lolorito, I bid you welcome to Kugani and invite you to take refreshments at our local offices.
Lolorito? I was aware his interests extended beyond the borders of Eorzea, but not so far as Kagane. Regardless, I am disinclined to accept the hospitality of grinning merchants, especially those who serve a master with whom we have such a difficult relationship.
No monies today?
My, such naked suspicion. I do hope that business with the Crystal Braves did not rob you of all faith in your fellow man. Or do you really think the chairman is plotting to drag you into another one of his grand schemes?
How can Wendy's be closed? Oh, you're probably in a different time zone than I am. Dang. Yeah, fast food is expensive. Which, that reminds me I still need to buy a rice cooker. I think I'm gonna get a rice cooker tomorrow. Definitely need one of those.
I beg your pardon? If you are trying to win my trust, you are failing quite spectacularly.
Oh dear, have I offended you? Once again, I must apologize. Too much time in the Far East, you see. One is compelled to talk in circles round everything here, and one finds oneself longing for the invigoratingly candid speech of the Uldan markets. Though I see now that this was neither the time nor the place to indulge said longing. Might I suggest that we continue this conversation at the company offices? Too many eyes and ears here, you understand. 'Twould be decidedly reckless to say any more.
If I may favor you with the invigorating candy you apparently crave, it would be decidedly reckless to follow a man I neither know nor trust. Give me one good reason why we should accept Lord Lolorito's invitation.
Now there's the young diplomat I was told to expect. Very well then, I shall explain. You understand that you are come to a most reclusive and secretive nation, yes? One whose borders are closed to foreign trade save at this single port.
Yeah, I should get an Instant Pot also. Oh, I want pizza. Y'all, I would die for a frozen pizza right now. Oh, it sounds so good.
Then it should come as no surprise that a great many parties have vested interests here. Merchants like myself are a given, of course, but for every one of us, you may be certain there is also an agent of a foreign government.
So, like, the frozen pizzas I tend to prefer are those little Red Baron deep dish ones. It comes on like a kind of like a thicker box, and there's like 2 little pizzas on the inside of it, with enough sodium to, like, you know, that's your sodium for like the entire day in just those 2 pizzas. DiGiorno's, oh yes. Yep, I want an air fryer also. Sodium for the entire year. Yep, you are not wrong. But also those Celeste pizzas that you can usually get at the supermarket for like 10 for $10. I love those too. Like the thin crust ones.
Many notable nations and empires have embassies here, you know, including, of course, the Garlean Empire, with whom you have such a difficult relationship.
Ooh, who's Lizard Guy? Is that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle right there? My favorite frozen pizza isn't actually frozen. It's the refrigerated Walmart breakfast pizza. Ooh. It's just way too good to even exist. Yeah, that sounds like it. It's been ages since I've been to a Walmart, though, because the nearest one is actually pretty far away from here. Yo, this is why Instant Pot equals air fryer, rice cooker, slow cooker, pressure cooker, cooking element, conventional oven, all in one. Yeah. Totino's pizza rolls, best thing for an air fryer, but been a while since I've done hot wings in my air. Ooh. Interesting. That sounds good. Y'all are just torturing me right now. I swear I'm not sponsored by Instant Pot, as sus as I sound, lol. I wanted to find the pic I had of my B&D cooker thingy, but it seemed to have been... Aww. It is what it is. But if you, I might pop on SL tomorrow. You could probably show me tomorrow if you find it.
To paraphrase, Kugani is teeming with Imperial spies, one or several of whom could now be listening to our every word.
Something to that effect, yes. Beneath this veneer of bustling trade, a war for supremacy is being waged between world powers. One might say we were standing on the front lines, just not in public.
I still have my doubts, but he may have a point. I say we accept his invitation for now.
Oh yeah, there's that too. And I think with that, now that we are in Kugani, and it's super close for when I'm supposed to wrap up, and I still have to eat dinner, I should probably get to that. So, I'm still scoping out folks to raid. So, let's see. I would appreciate it if y'all stuck around for the raid, because I'm going to... Actually, I think I'm going to raid Kaz. But before I do, I just want to thank y'all for just being super awesome. And just spending your Friday night with me. It's actually really cool. And I super appreciate it, because you're all so kind and super supportive of me, and there's just no words, really. You know, it's really hard to believe that, like, you know, when I started streaming, like, I think it's like 4 months now. When I started streaming 4 months ago, I had no idea that things would, like, get to even this point. I figured that I would stream for like a month and that would be that, but, you know, it's been a ride so far, and, you know, y'all you really make this possible, and you make it super fun, and I love doing it. Love doing it. Aw, thanks, folks. It does make for a busy Ahty, but it is good. It is good. So yeah, let's raid Kaz. I've never raided Kaz before. And thank you so much, Hobo. Thank you. Aw. Thank you, Turbid. And thank you for your help today, Turbid and Ryu. Y'all were amazing. It made that so easy. So yeah, and I hope I happen to catch y'all tomorrow for the stream. We're gonna be here at 4 p.m. 6 p.m. PST. We'll start up. Let's see, Kaz. Aw, and thank you for doing arts of me, Turbid. Thank you so much. And actually, an odd thing too. The bike you picked for that picture is actually the kind of the type of bike I'm pretty into. I'll probably get into a little bit more detail on the Discord. Yeah, that's true. I understand, Fury. No worries. But let's get this raid started. Alrighty. And thanks again, folks. You're all just amazing, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow night. Alrighty. Take care, folks. Have a good night.